You know, there's nothing like cracking that cellophane and pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father.
Man, this stuff rocks.
What's up? This is Ben Wells from Blackstone Cherry. You are listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father. And as always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today it's an honor and a huge privilege to welcome Mr. Ben Wells, guitarist and vocals of Blackstone Cherry. Blackstone Cherry is set to release their 7th studio album, The Human Condition, on October 30th. On All Hallows Eve Day via Mascot Records Label Group. Also on Friday, October 30th, Blackstone Cherry will broadcast their concert event Live from the Sky, and we're going to be talking to Ben about all this good stuff. So I'm glad to see Blackstone Cherry with a new album out because I really dig these guys. So Ben, how's it going, man?
Good, man. How about you? How you doing?
Doing awesome. Glad to have you on the show finally.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. It's been busy days for the Blackstone Cherry boys lately. Normally we would be, doing a lot of interviews on the road and stuff, but they just jamming our schedules back to back to back. But it's all good.
How have you been doing, and what have you been up to during the pandemic other than talking and promoting the 7th studio album, The Human Condition? Man, I know you guys were busy, but anything you were doing not music related possibly?
The end of last year, my wife and I started a nonprofit foundation called the Henry and Clark Foundation, which is named after our 2 beagles. And that kept us busy at the end of last year, and moving into the front half of this year, we were able to do some cool things with some local animal shelters. And we did an Easter basket drive for kids that maybe wouldn't normally get to have an Easter basket. So that was really fun, and extremely humbling. And then other than that, I started a podcast, which I've taken a break from, not because I don't like it. It's just I wanted to give it kind of a breather in there. That way it could keep it fresh. And also another reason is I started an apparel company called Surf Monster, which is shirts and hoodies and hats and stickers. And it's all tropical beach, all original design type vibes. So we're having a lot of fun with that.
It's cool. I got you on Facebook, and you know that. We're friends on Facebook. And it's cool that I see you doing all this stuff. It's like first you start out with the foundation for the dogs and all that stuff, which is really cool. And then you started podcasting, and I was like, hell yeah, Ben started doing some podcasting. And I was really impressed. Man, you got James Courtney from Halloween.
James Jude Courtney. Yeah, he played Michael Myers in the 2018 release, and he's the Michael in the following 2. I was honored to have him on there. He's a super cool guy.
Yeah, I'm very saddened that they didn't do this year. And I understand because of COVID and everything, but next year, man, it's going to be even more hyped up, I think.
Oh, I know. I was waiting for this one all year long too, but I guess it needs a good shot, So I kind of don't blame them for wanting to get the most out of it and not just kind of release it and it not do as well as it probably should.
Scream Factory came out with the Friday the 13th Blu-ray box set, which I just purchased, so I'm anxious to get that bad boy in.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've been. It's constant horror movies here at this house all the time, especially this time of year.
So the album was completed a few days before COVID lockdown, all this stuff. Were you guys a little nervous releasing this album right now, or were you guys just said, oh, you know what, let's go ahead and put it out. We've already got it recorded. Let's do this.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of like pretty unanimously saying, look, if we're not going to be able to tour this year and, all this, I said, we're at least going to have something to show for it. And I'm so thankful that we were in the studio and we were able to get it finished before the severe lockdowns hit. And then we're just so proud of it just because of all the work we put into it. And, even though we can't go and tour off of it like in a normal world, we still kind of said, look, the people need something to look forward to. And if we can still put out the album, and we look forward to it just as much as our fans do. Everybody needs something to keep them going and keep them positive. That's kind of why we just said we're still going to put it out.
Any tracks standing out more to you than any right now on the album? I know it must change every time you listen to it, every time that you talk about it, man, but are there any that stick out for you possibly? Because I know these are your babies.
All of them I'm super proud of, but I guess the one certain days, certain songs hit me differently, and it becomes my current favorite. So as of late, it's been In Love With the Pain has been one I keep listening to, and then The Chain and If My Heart Had Wings, very proud of that one. I'm really, like, even the single, Again and Ringing in My Head, those haven't gotten old yet, even though, they're technically have been released. But we're just super proud of the album, the way the song selection, the sonics of it, the way it sounds, and everybody's performances was just next level.
Any songs that didn't make this album, Ben, that we could see down the line on another full-length by Black Stone Cherry, maybe?
No, we recorded everything on the album is what we recorded. We didn't do a lot of extra stuff. The only thing that we were going to do as an extra track was the cover of Don't Bring Me Down. But once it came out and we heard it mixed, we were like, well, that's got to go on the album. That can't just be a bonus track or something. So literally everything we recorded is on the album.
Was there a song that you guys were working on that totally ended up sounding different or took a major turn when it was completed?
Some of them, like the bridge for Again was a part of a bridge we had in the song in 2007. And we took that bridge and literally wrote all new music and words to it in the studio on the spot. So that was cool. And then I'm trying to think, the song Ride is a song that we've had from years ago that had a different title when we first wrote it in probably 2003 and then or 4, and we kind of updated it and changed some stuff around. So those are probably the ones with the biggest differences. Everything else we kept pretty true to how we wanted it.
Does it come easier now creating music for Black Stone Cherry from where this band started from?
Yeah, I mean, you always have that kind of hurdle as a writer. You always want to make the best thing you can make. But I think now we're just confident and comfortable in the music that we do make. And we've also learned not to overthink it and just let it go, let it do its thing. And so if anything, it's gotten more fun.
Yeah, I can hear that in your all's music. And when I watch you all live, it's just a good time, man. And you could feel it. And I hope people understand when I say that. You can feel music. Trust me. When you watch these guys live, there's no denying it.
Right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that.
So let me ask you this, though. Do you like the growth from album to album that you guys do? Because, you guys don't like pigeonhole yourself to one just strict genre, if that makes sense. You guys are always expanding. Is this something that you guys look forward to doing from every album to album to see what you can come up with?
Yeah, we always want to push ourselves and grow and go to new places and experiment with different genres. We're so influenced by so many genres, we couldn't just stick to one lane. But we always try to put that stuff in there. Anytime we're writing, and we don't want each album to sound the same. We want them to all be different and still familiar to a degree of what we are. But like this album goes back, it reminds me of like the first couple albums, and the first 3 albums is what this album reminds me of the most of. And I think our fans are really going to be happy.
The Human Condition was self-produced at bassist John's house. Do you guys like having that control of just doing it yourself, or has John done some producing before with you guys?
No, well, we produced our last 3 albums, the 4 of us, and John just took the time over their last 3-ish years to build a great studio in the middle of nowhere. He spared no expense on getting a great microphones and outboard gear, and so yeah, we're really fortunate that we have a little studio we can always go to whenever we want. But it is a great freedom to have that and also know that we are producing the album ourselves and we don't have anybody looking over our shoulders,
Let's talk about the album cover. Who did the album cover for you guys? Because it's pretty awesome.
Chris took the photos. They were supposed to just be press headshots, and then we were trying to think about what the album cover would be. And then John, who's really great at Photoshop, just kind of put those 4 pictures together with the band name. And we were like, man, that's actually pretty cool. We're going to go with that. It's just, I think it's a perfect album cover, especially for this record, in my opinion.
Just keep it simple. The simplest things come together just like that, man.
Right. You're exactly right.
What do you hope, Ben, everyone takes away or message you hope they hear while listening to The Human Condition or any Black Stone Cherry's music in general? What do you hope they get from it?
I hope they take something positive away from it. We always try to pride ourselves in being an uplifting band, even though we might talk about serious subject matter sometimes. It's always got a positive spin on it. So hopefully people will just listen to it and know that we put everything we had into it. And hopefully the songs can relate to them, maybe in a way we're not even thinking about. But that's the beautiful part about music. So that's our biggest takeaway. As long as people are happy and the music has affected them in a positive way, I'm good with that.
What can fans expect at a show from the mighty Black Stone Cherry, which I've seen you guys several times, and I'm telling you what, folks, you'll get every dime of your money when you see these folks. But in your opinion, Ben, what are they going to get?
I mean, they're always going to get straight up energy. I mean, that's just something, we try to bring a high energy show. It's all real. Nothing is pre-recorded. Nothing is taped. There's no machines on stage. So if it's out of key, it's out of key, and that's just what, if the song is sped up or slowed down, that's just the way it is. That's us out of the gate. And so I think people appreciate that. And that's why they do have nice things to say about our live performances, because they know it's genuine. What they're watching is genuine emotion on stage and performance.
Yeah, and I think that's missing these days. I'm not knocking anybody out there, but I feel that's missing when you go see a live band.
Yeah, a lot of live bands now rely on tracks and stuff like that, and if that's their thing, that's their thing. But for us, we try to keep it old school and just keep it straight up and down rock and roll.
And I'll say this right now, folks. I'm not saying this just because Ben's on here, but when you do go see these guys live, Ben's all over the place. He's like hyper. I mean, he's like he took like 15 energy drinks or something other. But I mean, the dude don't stop. So first and foremost, man, kudos to you for keeping it live like that, because that to me, that's a concert. That means somebody's really vibing and feeling it, and I appreciate that as a fan, so thank you.
Right. It's my pleasure, man. People deserve a good time, and they come to a concert to escape and get away, and we try to do our best to provide that for them. What
made you want to become a musician, Ben? What was that spark for you that said, yeah, I want to try this at least?
Well, Elvis is my biggest influence, and then followed by Aerosmith. So those are the two things that really got me into wanting to play music, and perform for a living.
Once COVID is over, do you think concerts and festivals will have the same impact as before with sales and attendance, or do you think this is going to be a major kick in the ass once this all gets back to normal?
I think it'll be a major kick in the ass. I mean, it's people already want it now. I think when we are able to go back full on touring, I think it's going to be a wonderful thing.
Let's talk about this just a little bit, because you guys are going to do a live broadcast October 30th, live from the sky. Let's talk about that a little bit. What's going on with that? What can we expect?
Yeah, we recorded it last week. It's not essentially like a full-on live broadcast like some bands have done. We're calling it like just a concert broadcast, because we filmed it last week at a venue called the Sky Pack Theater in Bowling Green, beautiful theater. And we had some great, our friend Mike Rodway, who does a lot of photo and video stuff for us, directed it and brought in some great people to help with cameras. And then, so right now, the whole performance is being edited and mixed, and then it'll come out the same day the album comes out.
Is there any songs that you would like to see put back into the live set, or maybe not even been put in the live set as of yet, that you'd like to play?
I don't know. There's a song called You. It was on the second album. It's a ballad. I've always wanted to play that live just because it's one of my favorite songs from that album. But I don't know. I mean, we try to cover as many of them as we can, and play them all live, give them all a shot to play.
Did you have a go-to album or song when you were younger that affected you as far as giving you inspiration or just let you know that, hey, things are going to be okay? Did you possibly have that maybe?
Well, growing up, I listened to, like I said, it was mainly Elvis and Aerosmith. And anytime I need some good uplifting, I'm either listening to, I love gospel music, so I'll listen to that. And then Bob Marley, too, will take me just to a different world for a minute, and I love that.
Oh, that's awesome. First time Bob Marley has been mentioned on here as a go-to album, so that's cool.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Hey, man, as a fan, thank you guys for your music. Things my father said really hit me hard after I lost my dad, but I would say 20.
I'm sorry to hear that.
21 years ago, coming up next month. But when you guys released that song, it hit me hard. So I mean, it was cool that you guys released it, but it hit hard and it brought back good memories. Not bad, good. So, yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. And that's the ultimate payoff. Accolades are nice and whatnot, but when people say, hey, your song touched me in a certain way and it affected me positively or got me through something, that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, it was kind of like a things are okay type deal, if you get what I mean, because, you get to start thinking about things. You just wonder if they're proud or if you've done everything right or if there's something you should have done. And then I guess like a week later, things my father said come out. And I was like, oh, man. That was, that hit hard. I was like, well, maybe there's my sign, so yeah.
Sure.
Folks, you want to pick up Blackstone Cherry's 7th album called The Human Condition on October 30th. And please pick this album up, support these guys. If you haven't picked this one up, Go back, get their old stuff. For sure, you will dig them. Also, October 30th, the Blackstone Cherry will broadcast their concert event live from the sky, and you definitely want to check that out, too. So, Ben, how can folks stay in touch with you guys? By merchandise, tour dates, all this good stuff when this gets back to normal. How can they do that, sir?
Mainly, the best way is just, we're always online. We're all on Facebook, and we're trying to, always connect with our fans and do stuff. But, hopefully we'll get back out on the road and we can start seeing people in person and playing some live music. Until then, we're just trying to stay ahead and try to be creative and just really be excited about the new record coming out. Before
I let you go, would you care to do a promo for the show, sir?
Sure. What's up? This is Ben Wells from Blackstone Cherry. You are listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Hey, everybody, stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Podcast. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link, YouTube link, and every link that we're associated with. And trust me, we are all over the place. And also check out Blackstone Cherry's 7th studio album, actually, The Human Condition, on October 30th. You will not be disappointed. And also check out their other stuff. So, Ben, again, thank you guys so much, and have a good weekend, dude.
Thank you very much. You do the same.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.